together. It's like, you know, it's more relaxed atmosphere. It's nice. It's great. And Mark does a lot of running up and down the stairs to the bistro. But they really need to have something that's on that door or at the coffee machine that posts the hours. Because there are a lot of people who are clueless that it's happening, or they don't know the hours. I've had people ask me constantly that. I you know, enjoy it. They're asking like,
Oh, perfect, okay, all right, so there's no problem.
so they really need to post something.
Well, they,
Hello.
Cocktail lounge music.
Yeah,
I would just comment
Where
on
I
that.
meditate. Sorry to interrupt.
But see the scene behind you, that's the important thing.
Oh.
just live streaming,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
It's not interactive, but it's a one place layout.
So fireplace reminds me of.
You wish you were out there.
Absolutely.
All of those. I know for 12 years, and there were time I skied a lot.
Some of those
When
are.
the kids were born, and we have pictures of John with one kid in the backpack.
That's what I just said to Connor.
Not all butterflies, but
Sitting on
And
the
we smile like, the next minute, everybody looks a little snowy and start
Before and after.
the before and after. I love
You know, where we sign up for small.
well, they were, Mike was about 4 months and Melissa was about,
Yeah, it's for studying and working.
they
What are we doing?
They were adopted and they ended up very close together. People always said,
Even
are they
with that
twins? I said,
fire,
no.
we'd be freezing outside.
It felt like it though.
Oh, it's
One
terrible.
was early and one was late.
Yeah, it's just awful.
Oh, yes, it's
Unfortunately, that fire doesn't generate any heat. I know. It wouldn't generate enough outside today
That's so
either.
cool. I know, we're trying.
Leaves are falling on.
Someone's left a partially. That doesn't seem like a good idea.
I know, it's amazing.
Ball jackhammer.
There are fish jumping in the lake.
Hi, Christine.
Boy, all came to the top. Trees and flowers.
Yeah, she's looking. Oh Why are you so tall? We do buy all those seats. Oh, but is that hard? Where was that? A little bit. I used to ride it when I was
Jackie and Florentine.
just that. For the meeting, for the morning event.
Yeah, I'll mention that.
So your third question is, did you want to do any issues at all?
This is in Downey that, she met with the organizer, she's out on there. She met with
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
team members and residents working together. I could feel peace. So she said that's really unique for the collaboration between residents.
Just literally has it right now. He's cold. Yeah.
So that's why, you know, I want to tell that story. I know. So that's why I want to tell that story.
It's so funny.
And she's learning now, right? Getting to know us. I never knew.
Sometimes I overestimate my
Oh, this was recommended by Denise. Yeah, Denise Nelson. And she had the other one.
Just got back from my daughter, she just dropped me off. Somebody said, you better go to the town.
That's how I Denise was. Yeah, that's how this is what she said. Yeah, that's what she
Where's your giraffes?
No, I wouldn't think so. Yeah.
I actually asked the library to give me a report.
Super simple, up or down. So
Okay,
you
perfect.
can just, yeah. Right? I know. So we.
Test, 1, 2, 3, test.
They are safe for the two of you. They are safe for the two of you. We were waiting for you to arrive. I was going to have to get a seat filler from across the hall, but now I don't have to. Good afternoon. All right. So for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Bethany Mercer. I'm the Director of Independent Living Operations and Corporate Capital. That whole mouthful is who I am, and I welcome you to your May 2025 Town Hall meeting. We have a pretty good agenda today. We're going to talk about some operations updates, and then we will have some healthcare services updates by Kathy Souza, who will talk to you about home health and home support. And then we will have our dynamic duo from Purposeful Living and Fitness and Vitality share some updates from their neck of the woods. And then, as usual, we will have Joe Frias close us out as the CEO. So we'll dive right in. Last time we started to talk a little bit about SUMA and what those renovations will look like. We talked a little bit about the disruption plan and what the plans are. So this is a little bit of a recap of what we talked about last time, but just a reminder of what the goals are that we're looking to solve with this renovation is we're looking to improve the circulation by not having people walk through the middle of the dining venue during dinner time. We're looking to open the ceiling, take advantage of some of the natural light and the skylights that are there. We're looking to improve operational efficiency, and what that means is we're giving the wait staff proper place to put things, to grab things, so that they're not constantly going back to the kitchen for a glass or some silverware. And we're going to give a proper entrance to the venue so that you know when you're in the dining venue versus in a pass-through in a hallway. The other thing we're going to accomplish is the gain of some seating. About 18 seats in all we'll be gaining, and we'll be gaining walker storage. We currently have 0 proper storage for walkers, and this will give us storage for 18. We will maintain a private dining room, but a more versatile private dining room by being able to open it to the rest of the venue when it's not being in use as a private space. It will be opened up and part of the venue where people can sit and eat. And pulling in the bathrooms, private dining room, so that the whole venue's in one space, and there will be a walk-by along the windows there. Oh, and a bar. I can't forget the bar. There'll be a bar. So some more renderings have come through, so I wanted to share them with you. This is a picture of a rendering of what the facade will look like. So this is if you were kind of outside of, well, for sure, outside of SUMA, in that walkway that's along the windows and looking into the venue. When the screens are in the closed position, this gives you an idea of what it looks like. The glass part closest to the right here, that will be the private dining room. Private dining room. It might get a new name because it may not be red. Let's not make it the plaid room. This is a rendering of the potential view from behind the bar, looking towards the bar. So you can see the ceiling has been opened up. Those panels above are treating both acoustics and the light that's filtering through. We've done some light studies by looking at the sun position through different times of the day, knowing that the venue is really open mostly in the evening, looking at the different seasons, what it will look like when it's fully dark, what it will look like as the sun goes down. So we'll have different positions. So the slats will be positioned appropriately to filter the light, allow it to come through but not be beating down on you. And this is a viewpoint towards the entry. So all the way on the left, you'll see that will be the entry. That's where you will walk into SUMA. And so you're basically seated at the corner of the bar, and this is what you will see. The skylight above the bar is what we call the barrel vault, because it's this barrel shaped. And so that will remain open as well. And so you'll be able to capture some of the light under the barrel vault as well. And again, this is to the, basically to the right of the bar, just giving you another perspective from inside the dining venue, looking towards the kitchen. And then the banquet area, so that you're able to see the wall will be a purpose wall with some seating on it available, and some backlit area and some treatment above it. So the process, we are at the, what I call the messy middle, right, of the process. So this, what you see in the middle, this is the group of residents who have volunteered their time, and I will say they've spent significant time, so I greatly appreciate the time that they've spent with us. Time with architects, time with designers. I loved this picture because I feel like it captures the real life process of a project like this. It sometimes sounds glamorous, but I can assure you it is not every step along the way. There's a lot of decisions to be made. There's a lot of choices. There's a lot of individual preferences, a lot of different tastes. So bringing everything together and everyone together to try to come up with what we think is best for the community is not an easy task. And so I really appreciate the residents who have set aside their time to be part of this committee, and to have an open mind and talk about how their personal preferences might be different from what might be best for the community. Those are hard decisions to make, because the carpet that I may never put in my living room might be the right one for a venue here. So those are the types of decisions that we're making at this point in time. And up at the top, a lot of words you see there, but this is the resident report. When this committee first got together, they organized themselves very well. They did a lot of really good research, went out, looked at other venues, both in senior living and outside of senior living, and came back with a very robust report that we shared with the architects, we shared with the designers. We made sure those stakeholders came out and saw the aesthetics of North Hill and really knew the rest of the community and what we were trying to achieve with the project. So where we're at right now in the project is we're moving from schematic design to design development, so we're getting closer to having the actual real plans that will then be submitted for permitting, and we are, as of now, on track to begin the project August 1st. About 14 weeks of active construction and disruption. And we're preparing, and all the wheels are in motion for all of that. So if you know somebody who's on the SUMA committee or even the dining committee, we thank them for their time and their volunteerism to help get us through this project. While we're talking about dining, just a reminder that with the holiday coming up on Monday, the cafe will be closed, the bistro will be open from 12 to 3. SUMA will have a buffet from 12 to 3. As per usual, no reservations are required, and to-goes are available from the buffet. Spring Fling, it's springtime and we're ready to celebrate with you. So next Thursday, May 29th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. in all of the usual spaces, which is pretty much everywhere, especially now that we've included the intermission lounge. You can join us in the Commons, the Bistro, the Grand Lobby area, the Intermission Lounge. We have lots of wonderful selections for you, I promise. We've got some past hors d'oeuvres. We'll be having the action stations by Rob and his team. We'll have our famous raw bar that will be ready at 4:30, not 4:25, at 4:30, please. And the cafe will be open for dinner for those who do not want to partake in the larger celebration, but we hope that you'll join us for the larger celebration. Wanted to share some updates as well on environmental sustainability. We've made some recent purchases here at North Hill that we wanted to share with you. And this is my favorite because it's called the Mean Green battery-powered zero-turn mower. And so this is a zero-turn mower, zero-emissions mower. Apparently it has a 12-hour battery life. I don't think we've tested that to its full ability yet. I think we won't do that to our staff. But so far, so good. We've had it for, I don't know, Donald's in the back, but we've had it for like a month, 6 weeks or so? 2 months. All right. So time flies. We've had it for a couple of months so far, and so the team is having a good time for it, good time using it. Love to have the new gadget, but it also helps with the efficiency of cutting the grass a little quieter and doing the job that we need it to. This is a Crest backpack blower. This is also battery powered, zero emissions. It is less noisy. However, it's not noise free. So I do want to share that with you. But again, another new piece of equipment. The downside is I'm hearing it's a little heavier than some of our other pieces because of the battery. So not everything is perfect yet, but we are making progress as we move towards some electric equipment. And the third piece of equipment that we've gotten is the Cushman Hauler. And so this is a lithium-powered utility cart. I don't mean to brag, but I did go for a ride. I think I was busted by Alice Pauley. She saw me there. So we took it for a little spin and got to test it out a little. It works great, and it'll be great. It definitely has good power. Can definitely be used for hauling things, people, things, other items as well. So it's up and running and being used. And I had a meeting with Joe Reston yesterday, and we were talking about his new equipment. And I asked him, because last week, if you saw the mulch that we had, it was quite a project. We brought in a lot of mulch. So I asked him, you know, I love my trivia, how many cubic yards of mulch did North Hill use in the flower beds this spring? And then just to give you a frame of reference, you can see 5 cubic yards and 10 cubic yards in the photo. And maybe the winner will get to go for a ride in the new equipment. Maybe somebody can guess it correctly. We'll see. Are there any guesses?
50.
50? 90?
No. 200.
100.
100?
70.
70?
More than that.
I think it's 410.
110? Well, let's triple it. 360 cubic yards. And so now our liability company is happy I don't have to give anybody a ride in the new.
Came in through my open window. It's my business.
That's a lot of mulch.
That is.
This was just one of my favorite pictures, Janet Dickinson and Kyle. They have a friendship. They've been out for a couple of years touring the gardens, and they have developed a friendship, and I just love the pictures of our team members enjoying some time outside with our residents. So I just had to throw it in because it was lovely. Other projects going on. As you notice, we've been doing the carpet upgrades throughout the community. This one is the Grand Lobby stairs. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, you can take a look. It is now completely installed. In addition to the stairs, let's see. You've probably noticed the Resident Business Center has also been completed with new carpet. It also has new paint and a little upgrade in aesthetics there. So that part of the project is done. What's not done yet is the landing between the two. I promise we did not forget and do the carpet between in two spaces and not in between. We're still waiting for that last part of the carpet to come in. As soon as it comes in, we will get that installed. So that's next on the docket. But we are working hard on the conference room as well. So this is the F4 conference room. The carpet is obviously a lovely addition and wanted to show you what it looks like. But more importantly, I wanted to tell you what's under the carpet. A hearing loop was installed under the carpet. So when that space opens back up, it will have a new audio system. It will have a hearing loop. Well, it does have a hearing loop under the carpet. It will have all new audio visual equipment. It will have a large screen, 2 large screens, a couple small screens, several cameras in there as well. And it's going to give us a lot of options to be able to use that space. The primary uses that we're thinking of using the space for are things like remote learning, having a dedicated classroom for things like North Hill Academy, and other types of training and education that we want to do. Certainly will be open for meetings and any type of gathering like that as well. So it's on its way. It is expected to open by June 1st. So stay tuned. It's on its way.
New furniture too?
Not new furniture. Nope, same furniture. Nope. And that's all I have for you today. Can I answer any questions? Well, there's a first time for everything. All right, I don't think that's happened before. Oh, Chrissy has a question. Okay.
I overheard somebody say, and I don't know who it was, where will we eat? I think they're concerned about the sewer renovations.
Very good. Okay, so, and I'm sorry, who asked the?
I don't know who asked.
Okay, somebody, okay, oh, in the back, sure, yeah, of course. So yes, we did talk a little bit about it at last town hall, and so I'm happy to share that. We will be largely using the team member cafe, which is where our team members dine. We will be redoing the floor plan a little bit so that it fits more people. It accommodates some walkers, some scooters, things like that. Some of the furniture will be moved out so that we can accommodate folks. So it's going to look a little different than it does today. There's also some lovely outdoor space that can be used there. There's patio all the way around. And also we invested in some new equipment for Rob Fox. He now has a new grill. He has a Blackstone out there. And he's excited to use it. He has some plans to do some grilling this summer. So there will be options there. We're going to have some enhanced takeout options. So if you prefer to not be in a venue and prefer takeout, you'll have lots of opportunity to do that. And you'll be welcome to take it, if you want to take it out to the town green and use the picnic tables there, you're welcome to do that. We will also have, we're hoping for nice weather, better than today, during our summer season. And we'll be able to use the outdoor space off of the bistro, as well as the cafe. So when I was talking to Joe Rustin, he was talking about getting the plantings there next week. As soon as this weather passes, he's got that up next, and all the annuals will be going going out. So that space will open soon. So between all of those, and then we're having a couple of extra tables in a couple of the venues to accommodate some overflow. And then, of course, we have the intermission lounge. One of the goals of getting that open was to kind of have it up and running fully, so that that is also an option for people who might prefer a drink and a more casual dinner as well. You're welcome. Ann,
How will we get to?
microphone right here. Yeah.
How will we get to the team members cafe? Because there are two aisles on either side of SUMA. Will one of them be open and one closed?
At times, there will be different paths of travel at different phases of the construction project. So you may take one hallway for a period of time and then another hallway during a period of time. There will always be a path of travel to get there. Yeah. But it might not always be the same. Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
About audio. I was here for the program yesterday.
Okay.
A person that I know who was trying to watch it and listen to it at home through his TV
Yeah.
couldn't hear.
Yeah.
So I would like to know what is being done to improve the audio
Yep.
down here.
Yep. Thank you for that question. It's actually timely that you bring it up. We're doing a test on YouTube Live. And so this is actually being tested in the back. Connor in the back there with his hands raised. He's currently running the test. And Mel's in the back with the test subject. You can see there he's got his laptop, so he's actually watching this live. So that's being tested out as we speak. The goal is for us to move to a live streaming platform as opposed to 1970 and 1971. As you know, we've had our challenges with Comcast. The platform that's used for 1970 and 1971 is no longer being supported, so we do have to phase out of that. So we are trying to get ahead of that so that we can start to launch a new platform. So more to come with that over the coming weeks and months, but I was just talking to Mel before this about how long it would possibly take for us to roll it out, and it could be a quick rollout. We could within the next month be up and running with YouTube Live. What that means to you, and Mel, correct me if I get any of this wrong, is that you'll need to install an app on your TV. So we will help with that. So we will come up with a way that we can help roll that out and get to everybody and help them install this app on a smart TV. It does not work on non-smart TVs, so that will be something we'll have to work through. So we'll talk about that and what the options will be for that. But the added benefit is that you'll be able to watch it from devices. You'll be able to watch it from an iPad, from a laptop, and things that you can't do now. So you'll get some added benefits for it as we make that transition. So more to come. Stay tuned. It looks like things are going well from the back of the room. Are you giving me a thumbs? I'm getting thumbs up. All right. So far, so good. But we want to make sure it's really tested out and that we have a good, reliable system. And so far, what I'm hearing is the audio is quite good from YouTube. So stay tuned. And Ann.
Will we be able to record a program?
Yes.
Okay.
Being recorded as we speak. Well, we're testing it right now. So yes.
Record it if you're not here.
Yes, so it is being recorded as we speak, so we're testing it out today. Yeah, great. All right, any other questions? I almost got off today, not completely.
Sorry.
All right, then I'm going to turn it over to Kathy Souza. Kathy is the administrator of our Home Health and Home Support Department, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the services that she provides.
Thank you.
Okay. Have to move the podium for us short people.
You're right there for me, Kathy.
You got it. Good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kathy Souza, and I'm the administrator of the Home Health and Home Support Department. What that means is I oversee Home Health Certified, which is like a traditional VNA, Home Support, which is our private duty side, and then also the outpatient rehab. So why does wellness matter? We want you to feel your best at all times, whether you're staying active, connecting with others, or just going out during the day. We want you to be able to get around and feel your best in the comfort of your own home. This is where we want it. So, services by the Home Health Department, as I said, yeah, don't try this at home, is North Hill Rehabilitation and Holistic Health, which is on the 4th floor of the Farley Building, and that's a traditional outpatient rehabilitation and holistic therapies. What's that mean? It means we can offer physical therapy, speech therapy. We have an acupuncturist and also a massage therapist. We also have North Hill Home Health. It's a traditional visiting nurse agency, and we offer nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and home health aides. And that is traditionally covered by Medicare, and in a few minutes I'll introduce you to our new clinical manager. And then home support. So additional services to help you remain healthy, support you during your stay at home, and maybe cover any services or have you supplement services that are not covered by your insurance. So we opened North Hill Rehabilitation and Holistic Health. It's already been 2 years. It's been a very successful venture. And that requires services with a physician order. So we need to have an order sent over to either outpatient rehab or up to the home health department. We currently can offer physical therapy and speech therapy in that space. We have a golf putting green, which I can say has been there for 2 years and no one's used it. So anybody who'd like to check that out. So if you are a golf enthusiast and maybe need to strengthen your back or maybe work on some arm strength, you can use that. And we also have Core Sticks machine. What that does is it utilizes sticks. I believe I might have a picture in here that almost looks like skiing, and it strengthens your core. Some specialty services. Our therapy staff is amazing in that they are continually looking to enhance their education. So we have LSVT Loud Therapy, which is provided by a speech therapist. It focuses on Parkinson's disease, but any neuromuscular disorder, and what it does, it helps you to speak louder. LSVT Bid complements that. It's physical therapy, again, neuromuscular disorders and Parkinson's disease. If you ever want any information about that or want to see some of the results, they have some amazing YouTube videos of the progress of people who have gone through this therapy. And then we have pelvic floor treatment, which I know many of you may have seen Avi, who has presented on this therapy, acupuncture, and then massage. So I threw in a few pictures, and I don't have the Core Sticks machine, but I did get the putting green, our new space with extra tables. We have a lot of balance balls, weights. We have the Hydrotherm, which is a heat pad, and then ultrasound. So next, I'm going to introduce Deb Doherty. She's been with us officially about 2.5 months, and she's our new clinical manager for home health, and we're very happy to have her.
Hi, everyone. So thank you for your time today. I just wanted to spend a few minutes either reminding you or informing you.
Louder.
Okay, thanks. Reminding you or actually informing you of what types of things home health can do for you and what kinds of services we can offer for you. As Kathy said, home health is called different things in different places. It can be home health, it can be home care, it can be VNA, it can be visiting nursing, all the same. All providing you services in your home. It's generally covered by insurance, and it does require a doctor's order. There we go. So why choose home health care? We can help you with recovery. So maybe you've been in an accident, you've been in the hospital, you come home, we can help you with that recovery process. Prevention, maybe you have a chronic disease, and we can help you prevent it from getting worse and to take care of it better. We offer restorative care, supportive services, and to enhance the quality of your life. So again, as Kathy had said too, We want to keep you as healthy as we can in your own home where you're the most comfortable, get you back to your baseline, maybe even better than your baseline, moving along. So home health is certified. That means we're certified by the Department of Public Health. Some of you may have heard, they just visited us recently. Nice welcome gift for me. But we really did wonderful. It just, it proved to me, I knew I inherited such an amazing team, and they really shined with the Department of Public Health. So no deficiencies, which is pretty amazing in home health. So we're very proud of that. So Medicare and most insurances will cover home care, again, with the doctor's order. It requires what you need to be skilled and intermittent. So skilled means that whatever it is that you need requires the skill of somebody. So it's not just, changing maybe a Band-Aid on an area you can reach. It really requires the skill of someone that's qualified to do that. And intermittent means it's something that we can come out and help you with, teach you how to take care of different things, but not that we'll be coming forever to help you do that. We'll teach you, and then we will move on. So we do provide, again, nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, home health aides, and medical social workers. The home health aide could come out under your insurance and help you if you've had any needs in bathing and dressing, as they're primarily what they can come out and help provide for you. We do, again, have to have a physician order. We also have to have documentation now of a recent physician appointment. That could be anything. That could be you went to your PCP and you saw maybe the nurse practitioner. It could be you were at the emergency room and they come home and you need services. That physician counts as a visit, but we do need that documentation that you've been seen by a physician. You also have to have a qualifying diagnosis to be covered by Medicare, and that would mean something like, maybe you're having some back pain. You can't just call your physician and say, I'm having some back pain. Will you send the physical therapist in? You have to go and be seen by that physician, receive a diagnosis for what's causing the back pain, and then we can come in. You also have to be homebound. Homebound is a little bit tricky with Medicare, but basically it means you can't leave your house independently, that you require assistance, whether it be of a device, that it's a taxing effort for you to leave, and that you require the assistance of one or two other people, and certainly that you're not driving yourself. If you're driving yourself, they say that you could go to urgent care, you could go to your physician, you could go to outpatient. So you can't be out there driving around. So I guess they do actually allow you, though, to go, to medical appointments, to religious services, a special family event, all again with somebody else helping you to get there. But that is allowed under Medicare. So examples of maybe when we could be of service to you. Maybe you're out there golfing, hopefully not today, but that knee that's been acting up for a few years is really bothering you now. It's really slowing you down. You decide to finally go and get that knee replacement. Nowadays, most of the time, you get sent right home after that surgery. They're doing it outpatient and you're coming right home. They could give you orders for nursing to come out. Nursing could come out, help you with your incision, help you with pain management. Physical therapy could come out. They could help you with safety in the home, knowing your restrictions, helping you with things like that. And then when you actually get to the point where you can go outpatient, as Kathy just said, you can stay here for your outpatient treatment. You don't have to go anywhere else. You can get that here as well. Another example would be if you are diabetic and you see your doctor and you've always been diet controlled and now you find out you need insulin and you have rheumatoid arthritis in your hands maybe, that then nursing could be ordered to come out and teach you all about the diabetes, teach you about the new medications, and we could have an occupational therapist come out who can help you with the dexterity on how to check your blood sugars and how to inject the insulin. And I guess lastly, I just want to let everybody know that if you are going to have home health services, it's your right to have any home health aid that you, agency that you want. So sometimes the doctor will recommend a company they're comfortable with, or maybe the hospital is affiliated with somebody, and that's perfectly fine. But just know that you can also ask for North Hill Home Care to come and see you. And again, we'll keep you in the continuum here, which would be really nice for everybody. And then lastly, if you do have other needs that aren't covered by your insurance, That is when you go over to home support and private duty. And Kathy's going to talk about that.
So I'm sure that many of you know Kathy Burns. She's not able to be here with us today, but she's a clinical manager of home support, which is the private care part of our department. So some of the things that we can do in the home support area are nursing can do health assessments, simple wound care, medication management, lab draws, and assist with medical equipment. These visits are usually above and beyond what your insurance may cover, or you may have exhausted all of your insurance benefit, and we can provide the nursing. We can also do therapy for safety evaluation, balance and equipment evaluation. I added labs again, follow-up treatment plans, exercise plan after your insurance is exhausted. And then home health aides, they do personal care, bed changing, when you're no longer capable of completing a task, assist with compression or elastic stockings, help with laundry, light meal prep. Some of the other things we've added this past year is home organization. We can help you get ready for the holidays. We can, if you have to go to an appointment and you need your pet taken out, we can help you with that. We can accompany you to a medical appointment if you need someone just to go with you to be a second set of ears or to assist you. And then we also have a registered dietitian. One of the other things I wanted to touch upon, because I feel like we've been seeing it a lot more here at North Hill, just because of our location to some of the Boston hospitals, are the hospital at home programs. And I wanted to explain exactly what those are. You'll hear them call themselves hospital at home. Mass General, I believe, is the biggest one that we see. And what that is it's a healthcare delivery model that provides acute level hospital care in your home. So they're bringing the hospital to your home. They'll give you daily visits by a physician or a nurse, lab testing, imaging, EKGs. They do IV medication, oxygen, other treatments. They'll assess you remotely, looking at your vital signs, and you have 24/7 access to all the clinical staff. This is a higher level of care than what we would provide in the home health department. And it's actually reimbursed by insurances at hospital level. So what's the difference is that certified home health care provides the same services, but it's after you have gone through that first program and you started to improve. And as Deb said, it has to be intermittent. So we wouldn't be there every day necessarily. You may see a nurse and then a therapist on different days, but the nurse would not come out every day. Care is intermittent. You need to be homebound, as Deb said, and it's covered by most insurances. So home health just isn't about recovery, it's about staying well, staying safe, and staying in your home. I think that's just really important for everyone to know. And we're very fortunate to be part of the care continuum here at North Hill, and I just wanted to mention a little bit about Pines Edge Skilled Nursing because we work very closely with them. So you may have been at Pines Edge after a hospital stay to get a little bit extra help, get stronger, and then come home, or maybe you tried to come home first. We have the ability to have you go to Pines Edge if you just quite can't do it on your own at home. They offer short-term rehabilitation. They have nursing, doctors, dietitian, nurse practitioners, care partners, social service, PT, OT, speech, purposeful living, and specialty medical providers. They offer respite care, which allows a primary caregiver to have a break. They do require a 5-day stay. And if you have been in the hospital and you're thinking about going to Pines Edge, they require, we say 3 midnights. What it means is you have to be at the hospital 3 nights over 12 a.m. And that is covered by most insurances. So, are there any questions about anything maybe I've discussed or Deb has discussed today?
It used to be that you did not have a Medicare license for occupational therapy, and so we had to pay for that ourselves. Do you now have that license, and if not, are you doing something about it?
So that's a good question, and yes, in outpatient rehab, just because of the nature of the way that we bill, we are under home health services, but bill as Med B, so it doesn't allow us to provide occupational therapy, but that is our goal for this year, is to become licensed as an independent outpatient facility, and then we can offer the whole gamut of services. So we would be able to offer speech, well, we do offer speech, PT, and then additionally OT, so occupational therapy.
You've applied for a license, or what?
We have to do that, yes.
You have not yet applied for the license?
Working on it. There's a process that we have to go through to get there. So it is a work in progress.
Okay, so you have not yet applied for the license,
No, we have not.
but you have to do something in order to then apply?
Correct.
Okay, it would be great if you do that, because it's costing us a lot of money, okay?
The 3 midnights in the hospital, do they still have to be at an acute level of care, inpatient care? Because we could be sitting in the hospital for 3 nights as an outpatient observation, and that didn't used to qualify.
You are absolutely correct. And that does happen a lot. So I always like to tell people to make sure that you're asking what status you're in. Have you been admitted? Is a good one, because they can keep you in observation for several days.
Right. You're going to get the same care regardless of your status, but the billing is very different.
Anything else? Well, thank you very much for having us here today. We like to talk about what we do because we have such a great team. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. And for Deborah, we appreciate you filling us in on what's new with home care and home support. There's always a lot going on, and it really is what I think makes North Hill unique. Is a lot of people have the continuum, but it's the services that we provide in between and throughout the continuum that make this model really unique. So to be able to have a hybrid model, which is what I describe what we have here, is you can stay in your apartment and receive medical care in your apartment for a lot of things. And then there's also the continuum. So there's a lot of choices in a community like North Hill. Phyllis has a question.
I'm not sure where this should have gone. Spring is coming. What about, will there be a COVID booster shot?
I don't believe so, but I'm going to turn it over to Kathy to officially answer.
So we're hearing mixed information about springtime COVID boosters. We definitely will be having clinics in the fall.
Thank you. All right, and now we'll turn it over to Purposeful Living, and we'll have Chrissy come up.
Thank you.
All right, you might be able to see me soon. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hi. So I just wanted to share, for all of you who did not come to Derby Day this year, it was the 1st of May, we had a blast. Team members were the horses, the residents bet on them, and there were prizes for the people who won the most races. We even had Joe. He kept running until he ran, and then he took off wisely. But I think that we've decided that this might be an annual event because people really, really liked it, and we're looking for ways to jazz it up. So if you have any great ideas, let me know. Needham Open Studios was Saturday, May 3rd and 4th. Sherry put a lot of work into this. We had students from Needham High School show a lot of their work, and we had residents selling some of their artwork. So we have Ricky with her photography, and Sue was selling some fiber and mixed media. Debbie Shannon was selling some paintings, and so was Josie Foote. And Leah was showing her beautiful homemade necklaces. So for anybody who came out and supported this event, it's great. I heard that we doubled the amount of people who came here. So that's great to have people come and see how wonderful our community is. So thank you for all your support. Had to share this cute picture of Lucy. We had a Cinco de Mayo party. We had some nice treats from the kitchen, and we had some margaritas and a whole lot of fun in the intermission lounge. And here's some people partying. The Foodie Film Fest has been very, very popular. If you haven't done it, there's 2 more movies. This was the celebration for the 100-foot journey. Next up on the 17th of June will be a French film, The Taste of Things, and there'll be a French beverage and French food from the kitchen, nice treats from Rob. So please do come and participate on these events. They've been a lot of fun. I got some pictures sent to me by a resident. We had some excitement on our last MFA trip to see the Van Gogh. The entire building was evacuated in the middle of that trip. So I can't promise that every trip will hold that much excitement for you, but they're usually a good time anyway. The Angel Dance Youth League came this past Sunday. It was not as... there weren't as many people here as I would have liked, considering how many positive responses I received from the resident app. At least 5 or 6 people said that this was an amazing group of dancers. They had a harpist, a pianist, and I believe that May Chin is going to try to get them back for Lunar New Year next year. So please do look for that. I have to give a shout out for Pride Month and the residents who put a lot of work into this. Kathy Kaufman, Holly Gunner, Imogene Fish, and Debbie Rempis. They're all part of the TAGS DEI group, and there are many, many, many fun and exciting events happening all month long. They'll be in your highlights, and I'm sure I'll put something on the counter in the post as well. But do pick up a pin. There'll be Pride pins at the various desks, and let's get out there and support love. All right, swing into spring. Bethany mentioned your Spring Fling cocktail party next Thursday. We are going to hopefully, weather permitting, have the Mood Swings Orchestra on the town green on June 1st. The Mass Audubon will be bringing, I just found out they're bringing an owl. I didn't know what they were bringing, and doing a Birds of Prey exhibit. Here, we'll do it in the round so you can get really close to the bird on Monday, June 21st. Actually, I think that's a typo. I think it's June 2nd. On June 9th, we're going to have a shake, rattle, and roll party down in the fitness center. Chris and I put this together with Chris. It was Chris Salo's brainchild. We have a DJ, and we're going to have an old-style dance party. We're going to have root beer floats, spiked or unspiked, and it's going to be a wild time. So whether you want to come for fun or to dance or both, please do stop by. Thursday, June 12th, we have Fun in the Sun, which is the annual team member and resident let's get outside and play together on the town green. This year we have On Your Mark Archery coming back, who everybody loves, and we have Bryson Lang, who's a comedian and a juggler, and he's pretty magnificent, coming. And of course, it wouldn't be Fun in the Sun without the ice cream truck, so that will be there as well. And I want to also say the highlights will be out sometime next week, and there are many, many summer boating trips. I know how much people like to get on the water coming out. You've heard about some of them, like the Beauport Princess, which we've done before, which is a lobster bake, but I found a clam bake on the sea in Plymouth where we're taking the whole boat over and doing a full clam bake on the boat. So get to those highlights and get to the concierge as fast as you can. And that's all I have. I'm going to pass this over to Chris, who will tell you about what's been happening at Vista Terrace, Pines Edge, and with fitness. Any questions for me before I take off?
Tomorrow?
Oh, thank you. And I forgot. Tomorrow, because this week has been a washout, I'm sad to report that the Town Green Coffee with David Polanski has been moved to the Commons. But please do come. David's a lot of fun. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Hello, everybody. How are you? And a happy belated Mother's Day to all you grandmothers, mothers, aunts, friends, lovely ladies out there in the audience. And it's a great segue here. We have a beautiful picture of how they celebrated in Vista Terrace. They had some colorful hats and cards for all the ladies there. Oops. Oh, thank you. All right. Thanks so much. Okay, here we go. So we have another picture of the celebration. Very colorful. Looks like a beautifully set table as well. It's a gorgeous day. So we also have here a Chef in the Spotlight. This is a newer program that has started at Vista Terrace, where they have Chef Jason come and prepare a snack or a treat. It's an interactive presentation, educationally, and delicious. They get to sample the snack afterwards, and it's usually a healthy snack, I was told. Some residents here. Looks like Harriet Greenfield. Oh, and Molly Mott. Barbara Itzel enjoying the Chef in the Spotlight. Ageless Grace is that brain fitness program you've been hearing about. And you're going to hear more about the rollout here in Crescent Heights, which will happen next week. But they did a beautiful presentation. Here you see Taylor from Vista Terrace and Pines Edge, and Danielle, who you might recognize from Crescent Heights, Vista Terrace and Pines Edge. Purposeful Living coordinators, and Danielle is also a fitness specialist. So they put this beautiful program together, and it was very well received by the residents. So it's an educational program about the premise behind this brain health and physical fitness program. And it was very well attended and very well received, and we're going to look to roll it out in Pines Edge and Vista Terrace and in Crescent Heights over the next month. Another program that began a couple of months ago is Music and Movement with our beloved Cece Hunt, many of you know. So she has a chorus program and also a movement to music class that is very well received by everybody. Boy, she's very talented, that Cece. I better look out. So again, some more pictures of Ageless Grace. Pines Edge patio. Now that the weather is cooperating, you wouldn't believe it today, but they're doing a lot more out on the patio. So a flower arranging afternoon. They also had a seed project, the Garden Club, vegetables and flowers being planted, and I was told that every team member in Pines Edge and Vista Terrace was given a tomato plant to take home, which I thought was such a lovely gesture. Music Time Machine with Daniel. This was so intriguing to me. Daniel comes, he plays acoustic guitar, and he'll ask the residents which era they would like to hear music from. He'll play a song, they'll do trivia, they have education, and he'll give some background on that particular era. It seems like a lot of fun. We collaborated and had Paws take a walk over from the town green to Pines Edge, and we had a huge turnout. The weather cooperated. We had 5 or 6 dogs and lots of residents without dogs, which was just a fabulous afternoon. Some other spring happenings, the Fitness and Vitality. We took a walk down to Volante's, and on the way back, we had enthusiastic residents picking up some litter. Of course, not on the North Hill grounds. I don't want Joe to get upset with me, Joe Reston, but along the way on Forest Street, along the sidewalk. Then also we had our Training Your Brain for Better Balance, which is one of our well-attended programs. We held it outside on the town green, and it was so much fun. You can see here they're holding a parachute, turning it, while also passing an egg with their left or right hand. So a lot going on here. Among other activities. We also took a walk at World's End in Hingham, which was just a beautiful day all around. The ladies' billiards, again, is really taking off. If you haven't had a chance to go yet, 1 to 2 or almost 2:30, because people get really into it on Tuesdays. And the pickup ping pong is still a hit as well. Okay. We had our Wii Bowling banquet yesterday. We had about 23 residents attend. So much fun in our beautiful intermission lounge, and everyone raved about the presentation that Barbara put together for us and the folks in dining. So congratulations to the strikers, Louise Davidson and Eileen Bruno, who swept 3 different categories and were our official winners. And Polly Elms, our fantastic coach. Okay, so I just wanted to share this quote with you by George Bernard Shaw. You've probably heard it before. we don't stop playing because we grow old because we stop playing. So our philosophy in the fitness center is to have fun. You know, I hope that you'll come see us. Even if fitness is not your thing, you don't like exercise, we try to have a good time down there no matter what we do. And we really like to think there's something for everybody. And this Ageless Grace Brain Health Program really kind of embraces that philosophy. And the science behind it is that you're doing something new. So you're creating new pathways. You are, based on the science of neuroplasticity, you're learning something new, you're doing physical exercise, and those are the best ways to grow your brain. And you can do that at any phase of life, and it's especially important at this particular time. So this program really looks at strategic planning, memory and recall, analytical thinking, creativity and imagination, and kinesthetic learning. So if you'll indulge me, you know I do this from time to time. It's like our 7-inning stretch. I'll just ask you to just sit up tall in your chairs. I promise this will take under 30 seconds. But just to give you a taste of what this program is all about, okay, I'm going to be a mirror image here. So sitting up tall, embrace your core. You know what that means. Take your left hand. Okay. All right. And we're going to draw a circle. Fine. Easy. Good. All right. Now take your right leg or your right foot, and you're just going to go side to side. Okay? How are we doing? Doing okay? All right. You look good. No one's kicking each other. All right, now let's take your right hand side to side. Okay. Now draw a circle with your left foot. How are we doing now? Ooh, see? You caught me. Right. Not too easy. It's the old adage, can you do this? Chew gum and walk? There's something to it. So the beauty of this program, you will practice that, we will have fun doing it, and you're gonna grow your brain. And it is a seated class, and I just wanted to touch on that because I don't want anyone to think, oh, it's a seated class, it's not for me. There's a reason behind that. It's seated because when we're sitting down, our core is more engaged. We're not kind of in our bad posture that we tend to habitually go to. You can focus on good posture. You can engage those core muscles, and you're doing something that you may not normally do seated. So that's also engaging your brain to think a little bit differently about the activity. So I do encourage you to come out. It's May 29th, I believe, May 28th. It's Active Aging Day. Come down to the fitness center at 3 o'clock and participate in the demo. You're gonna learn about the science behind it, and you're gonna have a chance to practice. Starting in June, we will add it to our calendar once a week as well. One other thing to mention, and then I'll let you go, is our cyber cycle is also another way to exert game, they call it. So it's cognitive fitness as well as physical fitness. So if you haven't used our cyber cycle interactive machine, here's a great chance to do it. We're running a fabulous summer cycle program, June 15th through July 17th, where you can actually get rewards for filling out your passport. You're going to cycle a certain amount of time. So maybe you're going to ride the length of Sungate Trail in the Andes Mountains of Peru. Very exciting, especially if you're not going anywhere this summer, and you can get rewarded for it. So more to come on that, but if you haven't checked out the cyber cycle, just make an appointment with us. There'll be some sign-up dates next month on the calendar for you to get involved that way. Thank you so much. Any questions? Okay. All right. Take good care.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Chrissy and I were getting a good laugh at our dual tasking abilities or lack thereof. So we will be attending some Ageless Grace classes and see if we can work on that a little bit together. Without further ado, I will ask Joe Fries to come up, our CEO, to close out the afternoon.
I'm not that tall. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not surprised to see a full house given the weather out there, but help is on the way, at least not tomorrow. Looks like it's going to extend at a minimum through 12 p.m. And then the forecast looks a little bit better certainly next week, so look forward to that. It is a very busy time for the team members. The team members right now, particularly the managers, are in the midst of doing performance evaluations. It's merit season, which means it's also the annual monetary increase season for our team members. So a lot of pressure for the managers to get everything done within deadlines, and it's a very exciting time for the team members, as always, in June and July. We did also plan a annual event. Every single year we take out the majority of the team members off-site to some sort of program or event, typically for at least 3 to 5 hours or so. And this year we've selected the Museum of Science. So we're taking all of our team members plus ones. Don't worry, there'll be team members here on site on that particular day. It's on a Saturday, first week of August. And we've rented out the Courtyard Pavilion, which is right there on the Charles River. Beautiful, beautiful section for our team members to enjoy, buffet dinner, and we have a DJ coming. So should be a wonderful time. I'm not dancing. I've already told that to many staff members that have asked. It's not happening. But we look forward to the event nonetheless. We also scheduled our first inaugural, we're calling it a leadership summit, that'll be held at Topgolf in Canton. It's a new state-of-the-art, very techy type of driving range. We're bringing an outside management leadership guru speaker to join our team. And it's something we're looking to build on year over year, but this is our first swing at it, and we're very excited for it. So that's about maybe 60 team members, 60 managers across all levels of the organization that'll be joining us for that summit. In addition to that, we were supposed to actually have it today. We were supposed to have this food vendor called Salty's Pizza, mobile pizza truck vendor, was coming in with their Labrador Retriever, who's their mascot, and it's this beautiful high-end mobile pizza, brick oven pizza truck. We're going to have it right there in the town green. We're going to try our best to redirect our residents away because it's a team member event. But if a few residents snuck by, so be it. We obviously couldn't have that because of the weather, so we postponed that to later on this month. But the whole point is we're trying to do just a little bit more this year, within reason, of course, for what I like to call morale boosters, and keep the excitement up for the team members as well as the residents. The second item that I have for you is just something that I'd like to try starting. It's not working? Okay. There you go. So calling it a little cheesy of a name, but we'll call it a Coffee with the CEO. So I encourage all of you to join me in the intermission lounge. I'm going to be doing this intermittently, not setting out the date just yet because we want to prevent any type of petitions or anything like that to come forward. But I do encourage you for informal discussion. I probably won't come with a set agenda. It's more of truly an informal discussion, but you should feel free to ask me any questions, whether they're strategic in nature, tactical in nature, day-to-day, anything that impacts your daily life here in North Hill. I want to know about it. So looking forward to starting that probably the second week of June, and we'll have the date in the communicator. And then from there, intermittently or periodically, I should say, we'll hold those coffees, probably in the intermission lounge and maybe perhaps other rooms as well. So look forward to that. And then the last update I have is regarding immigration. So I've talked to you a few times this calendar year since the new administration came into order regarding the immigration status of our team members here. We had 11 total team members on the roster of approximately 480 or so that would have been directly impacted by the immigration laws that are coming forward in August, particularly those that originally resided in Haiti. And here with what you call TPS, Temporary Protected Status. So that number 11 has dwindled to 8 just through natural turnover. A couple of those team members were per diem, were casual team members that didn't really work here that often in our healthcare side of the campus. So those team members have turned over, found other jobs, and now we're down to 8. All 8 currently work in both Pines Edge and Vista Terrace. There's 4 and 4. It's an even split. 4 in Pines Edge, 4 in Vista Terrace, and all our caregivers. In the event that the immigration reform holds steady, and these team members are faced with some sort of deportation, from a operational standpoint, that would not necessarily, at least at this point in time, impact our operation greatly, given the roles of these team members and what they currently do. And we are very, very, very well staffed with regard to that particular cohort and that particular department. I know that I'm being a bit vague, but for confidentiality reasons, I won't be able to give you any more information in terms of what these team members do here at North Hill, but they are both in Pines Edge and Vista Terrace. In approximately 2 weeks, we have an immigration attorney that's coming on site. We're not giving that date out to anyone other than the team members that are involved and need to know. And of course, the managers and leaders that help to support these team members. That immigration attorney is coming on site here to provide some general education as to the rights that they have with regard to their status here in the States, as well as in the unlikely event or the potential event that ICE were to come on our campus. So if ICE were to come on our campus, I know I was asked a question about this recently, and I was asked to say just a few more remarks, so I will do that now. They have to have a valid warrant to come into our building, because we are obviously a private institution. That valid warrant needs to have, at a minimum, it needs to be labeled U.S. District Court or State Court at the very top of the document. It needs to be signed by a judicial officer, describe the place to be searched, the persons or things to be seized. It has to be properly dated, and it has to be issued within the past 14 days. So if it does not have any of those, if all that information is not accurate, precise, then I, as the CEO of this organization, can turn them away within our rights. If it does have everything it needs to have and it's valid, then we will comply with the law. I was on an email string from some residents recently that suggested that our residents would band together, hold hands, shoulder to shoulder, walker to walker, and those are the words, and essentially, create a barricade of some kind. I'm going to highly suggest you do not do that, and leave it to management. And I'm being serious now, but leave it to management, please, to handle the situation in that event. But we are well prepared behind the scenes and well trained at this point through Leading Age National, who supports us greatly, Leading Age Massachusetts, that I'm very, very tied in with. And we are well supported, well resourced to handle any situation that comes our way. We will do our best to obviously support our team members, but we will comply with federal, local, and state laws, as we always have for 40 years now of being in existence. So those are my comments this afternoon. I know that I covered a little bit and a lot of, well, I guess I covered a lot in a short period of time. So any questions I can answer related to that? I know there's a planted question that came my way from a resident that apparently texted prior, giving me a heads up that I was going to ask a question. That they were going to ask a question, so I look forward to that question soon. But see one in the middle, Ann?
I'm curious to know about our valued cleaning staff.
So at this point in time, there are no team members that we are aware of, and we've vetted this numerous times that would be impacted.
Good.
In terms of the housekeeping, there are no housekeeping team members at this point in time. That could obviously change given hiring practices. If somebody came in with,
What does that mean?
If somebody came in, let's say we were recruiting team members, we had vacancies in the housekeeping department or any department, and that team member had temporary protected status to work in the States, we certainly as an organization wouldn't turn them away based on that status. They can legally work here in the States, so we would never turn away that employee to work here at North Hill. But at this point in time, it's just those two departments that would be impacted. That's always subject to change, given recruitment and retention and turnover. But right now, as it stands today, at the end of May, it's a total of 8 potential team members that would be impacted. Holly?
Yeah, this is just an FYI. We had some candidates for the Needham Select Board here couple of months ago before the election.
Yep.
And I asked a question of one who was then a select board member and won that election about who did the police in Needham report to, and what, if anything, have they been instructed about what to do if ICE turns up. And you should check this out. I hope I'm remembering accurately. She said that the Needham police kind of are told they would only collaborate with ICE if there was a criminal, if there was some a person who was a criminal. But other than that, they are not supposed to collaborate with ICE. So if somebody calls the police, you may want to know that they're not supposed to help ICE unless somebody broke a law.
Thank you for that. The only thing I can add to that on North Hills End would be, again, we're well-trained, well-resourced at this point, and we're at the ready. In the event that something like that would happen, we have the guidance to immediately, essentially, get on the phone with our council. And they are at the ready as well for organizations that could potentially be impacted. So we've set that up already on the back end. Peter? It's coming to you, right behind you. Yep.
Thank you. This is the advance notice question, and it's very appropriate on a rainy day, which is we read that inflation is coming our way, and it may be quite significant. With the tariffs coming up, Walmart is already raising its prices. Who knows what's going to happen? But my question really is this. Suppose inflation overall went up to 10%, that North Hill would anticipate for its next fiscal year. I think it would be unfortunate to pass it all on to the backs of and the pockets that will not be so much deeper anymore, and perhaps there could be a rainy day fund, whether you have it now or I know there's this sacrosanct rule that entrance fees will only be used for capital expenditures, but maybe in these extraordinary times, perhaps a little flexibility could be seen to perhaps borrow a little and pay it back over time. In other words, smooth out the increase because of inflation.
Thank you. So throughout our budget process every single year, and we go through the budget process starting in September, and we typically end in January of every calendar year. So we're not that far off from finishing that process, and we're on almost the cusp of starting again post-summer. We always do a bit of scenario planning, meaning that if this would have happened, what would we do? If that would have happened, how would we deal with it? And we always do our best to try to bake in a cushion of some kind. On any type of election year, we're more cognizant and more sensitive to baking in that cushion. There was really, there are a few catastrophes, if you will, from a macro standpoint that you could predict. COVID was not necessarily one of those. With an election, you can predict that there'll be some sort of fluctuation, there'll be some sort of volatility, no matter who gets in office. So we have effectively baked in, I believe, a really good cushion this year to sustain, a macroeconomic environment that puts a lot of pressure on us. We're very, very early on in the year at this point. We just finished 1 month. We're just closing the books from a profit and loss standpoint for April. We're still in the middle of May. So it's very, very early on to predict, but we have baked in an effective cushion. If we absolutely needed to take on short-term debt, or if we needed to tap into the investment portfolio for those types of occasions, I mean, it's never happened in our 40-year history we've had to do that. But again, if we were to catastrophize for a moment and let's say inflation were to go to 25, 30%, it would take that extent for us to have to look at something like that. But our goal continues to be, regardless of what's happening in our macroeconomic environment, to keep our monthly service fees going forward as predictable and as reasonable as we possibly can. But I'll be upfront with the residents, as I've had before in the past couple of years. The years of that steady 3%, 2.5%, 3.5% is probably unrealistic. The new 3% is really 4%, and we're seeing that across this entire industry. And we're still dealing with the compounding effect of inflation from 5 years ago, and the impact that pandemic had on all of these types of communities. We've been fortunate enough here to have 100% occupancy and near 100% occupancy in independent living, which is our bread and butter, and that has covered us mightily and wonderfully for years now, particularly last year. But either way, we're well positioned, Peter, and I'm confident it's going to be a good year. But we shall see how things progress, and we are prepared for various scenarios. Peter?
Joe, I want to address your answer on what happens if ICE shows up. And I certainly understand you don't want anybody to get injured, and we should obey the law. But please don't take away our right to demonstrate against the injustice of the Trump administration. That can be peaceful, and I certainly would advocate that it be peaceful, always. But if anything, I would encourage you to enable us to do some kind of public demonstration against the injustice of the administration if it hits our campus. And if it's managed right, then it's safe and it's legal.
Yes, so no one's taking away anyone's right. What I'm saying is we need to all be vigilant, be careful, and be mindful of laws. And North Hill as an organization will adhere to federal, state, and local laws. We just will. And we have for 4 decades. And we will continue to do that, hopefully for another 40 or 50 or 80. But in terms of individual rights, you have your rights. But we are advising residents to allow management to manage and allow management to lead, and we are well resourced, well positioned, and at the ready in the event that we needed to act. Any other questions on a terrible rainy day? All right, everyone. Thank you very much.
All right, where you are.